following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Hallmark Greatness Podcast, a podcast dedicated to highlighting the beauty of all the Hallmark, Lifetime, straight-to-TV movies that don't get the admiration they fully deserve. I'm Anthony Burke, and with me as always are two of Santa's stinkiest elves. He is currently checking eBay to see how his limited edition upside-down baby face is getting on. It's Joe Higgins.
I've forgotten about that film, but you've just reminded me now, you rascal.
Oh yeah, that was the last feature length.
Yes.
And he's out on bail after sitting on Santa's lap and refusing to leave until, and I quote, Santa has made his wish come true. Wink. End quote. It's Craig Lowe.
Wait,
Well,
He said the word wink.
did he say wink?
He said the word wink.
I say, less than subtle of me there to just go to Santa and say wink. But hey ho, I'm sure it's comfortable on his lap.
If you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark and Greatness, you can follow the show on Twitter at Hallmark and Great, Instagram at Hallmark and Greatness, or if you'd like to get in touch with any recommendations or thoughts or anything you think we may have missed, you can email the show at hallmarkandgreatness@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook. Joe's got a Twitch channel. How are you both?
Yay, this film
We're
so
back to a feature length for this episode.
Yeah, it's weird this, because we've done, the past couple of days, we've done really nice sort of Christmas films, and then this one has, what some people would say is an outstanding cast.
I say,
All right, a solid cast, a solid
I wouldn't
comedy
even-
cast.
I wouldn't even go
a
to that
who's
far.
who
I'd
of
just say,
situational comedy.
I'd just say a known cast.
Everyone that's there is
Yeah, I know.
and yet,
Your favourite other person from every sitcom ever. And also, Liz Hurley's here.
oh, and also
Right, well,
Katie,
hang on, wait.
Katie Brand is here.
Wait.
Do you remember her?
Wait! Welcome to door number 14 of the Hallmark and Greatness Advent. Door number 14 is a film called Father Christmas is Back. Katie Brand's in it, remember her?
Father Christmas is back, more like. Katie Brand's career took a real nosedive when Amy Winehouse died, didn't she? Because that was basically her entire act, was doing a bad Amy Winehouse impression.
You're right.
She had her own show on, I
thought
want to
she
say, BBC Three or possibly ITV4. Not funny.
Times.
Never has been funny. I think the only time she was funny is in that episode of Peep Show she's in where they eat the dog. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Why would you? Why would you have watched it, Anthony?
Good point.
Yeah. Father Christmas is back. I wrote this after watching it, so you can...
It will be better.
After being left for dead during a routine mugging in Chicago, old Kris Kringle returns to the scene of the crime to seek revenge against those who have wronged him. Starring Steven Seagal as Santa and Judi Dench as the voice of Rudolph. I don't get this. This has ruined. We're building up a nice Christmas spirit, right? And I was getting on board, and then this festering bag of dog tods comes along and has just bumped me right back down.
When we say we're back to feature length, I can't see us talk about this for much longer than half an hour.
No, this is not going to be a long thing.
We're going through this scene by motherfucking scene.
Break this bad boy down.
Father Christmas is back. Centered around four sisters who have reunited for the Christmas holiday in a Yorkshire mansion, misunderstandings uncover the long-buried secret that tore their family apart so many years ago.
In the last 10 minutes.
You want the trailer? Or okay, having it.
No.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Christmas at Donnock Manor, capital of nowhere.
I've had 27 years of therapy trying to recalibrate Christmas.
There, all the sisters gathered together. I can remember when you lot used to fight like Spitfires and Messerschmitts.
But don't tell me it doesn't have to be perfect, because it bloody well has to be.
We decorated the Christmas tree with Daddy.
Why don't you just stick this on top of the tree?
That's marriage.
Did you by any chance invite anyone for Christmas?
Is it who I think it is? Your father is finally here this Christmas.
This is my girlfriend, Jackie.
Hey! Let's show him what he's missed.
For the last 27 years.
I'm going to push this so far down your throat, you'll need a colonoscopy to remove it. Marvelous!
I feel like I've landed in Hogwarts.
This is a long...
I propose a duel. Ho, ho, ho.
Will you just shut up? Could we just be a family, and have a lovely Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
That's enough of that shite.
Just very quickly, Joe, I know
Yes?
people can't see what I can see right now, but is there a bomb about to go off behind you?
No, it's my room atomizer thing.
Okay.
It's to make the room smell nice and less like
Okay.
stinky boys.
I don't know.
That trailer makes it look like it's a fun, wacky romp.
In
right?
the vein of like I was expecting like a farce. I was expecting something along the lines of Death at a Funeral, something
Yes,
where there's
yeah, I was
a whole
expecting
load
like
of
a
comedic
classic
mix-up. Yeah,
British, not Elstree, but like a classic
Ealing
British
comedy.
Ealing comedy. Thank you, that's the word. Yeah, and what we get is what appears to be 9 Christmas specials of various sitcoms pushed together into some horrific Christmas sausage.
It was awful.
Liz Hurley's there.
It was
Liz
awful.
Hurley and her
Who got
knockers.
top billing?
She does
Who
get
got-
top billing.
she does
gets
get top
above
billing,
John
yeah.
Cleese and Kelsey Grammer.
I mean, you
I
know
would put above
you,
Chris Marshall and the others, Caroline Quentin.
you know you're in for a bad start when your film is literally starting like a sitcom from 1983 with everybody
to
turning
God.
to the camera.
That bit, I was like, this should be at the end of the film where they're all doing
Oh,
like
yeah.
Ace from the like Face from the
Oh,
18
yeah.
turning and pointing and stuff. And it
Just
was
do
like,
a 180 and do a big grin and a thumbs up.
but it was good because it did all of them, and then it went and Katie Brand. And I was like,
Katie Brand's
"None
also
for
in
you,
there.
Katie Brand.
You don't get to stand in front of the Christmas tree.
Again, literally on her IMDb thing, Katie Brand here on the listings, it is her in a Amy Winehouse behind wing. So she still never got over that, has she? Really? Oh fucking hell! Where do we
This
start?
one, don't know.
So
Do
we
have
meet.
to? Let's
we
start at the
meet-
end. Call it a day.
We meet Peter and Caroline Hope. He's called Peter Hope. Her maiden name was Christmas. She double-barreled it, so she's called Caroline Christmas Hope. Bam! First joke straight out of the gate. There. I say joke.
Unbelievable.
So is just straight out the gate. Is the Many Christmases still around? Is that still a common name?
There's a comedian called Jared Christmas.
I think it is a surname. I think I've met someone called Christmas in my life, but it's not. I mean, it's literally so they can make 2 jokes about it.
We've watched a number of
3
films
jokes.
though. Father Christmas definitely has some kids, so I reckon the Christmas name is still going.
Okay, I don't think that's what it's about. Anyway, and they live in this massive stately home, never sort of fully explained. Apparently, Peter Hope inherited it.
Yeah, that's all.
It's
That's
just
all
his
it was.
ancestral home.
It's
They-
because we had this set for the week and we needed to put these actors somewhere to film.
Oh, they clearly paid for this. It's
To be honest,
Airbnb.
That was the best joke in the whole film, I thought. When the guy came and was impressed by the mansion, and Chris Marshall just goes, "Yeah, don't be impressed by this. It's just I inherited it from ancestors
Yes.
years and years ago."
They paid 20 quid for it, yeah. And they have 2 children, Daisy, who has an equally posh voice as her parents, and Henry, who sounds like he hangs around in Ladbrokes waiting for them to weigh in at 3:30 at Chepstow. He's, Mother, I've made a mince pie, Mother.
Get tea on, Mum. I'm
It
ready
was-
to go.
Well, we need to let it know that this is actually set in Yorkshire.
Oh, yeah,
not in like London or
it's
something.
just
would
bizarre
never-
that he was the only one who
Yeah, because why
any
is
semblance of a Yorkshire accent.
why is the daughter does sometimes?
Yeah, she
Like
does.
halfway through, she decides to put on a Yorkshire accent.
Just been showing up for the first week of filming, like little lad.
Like this took a week to film. This was filmed in real fucking time, mate. They were writing the jokes as they were putting the script together. It was-
Writing jokes for
Yeah,
what
man.
film?
There is bits in there, and they're having all their family around for our Christmas week. So I think we
Appears,
joined
yeah.
5 days in, 5 days
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I think it's the 20th when we start.
And
Oh,
she
it's
has
the
all
20th.
this stuff to do. Go and collect a Christmas wreath from a specialist Christmas wreath shop that seems to exist somewhere.
She's going out giving out presents as well.
Go on giving presents to Nightingales, which is an old folks' home, which leads to a jape later on.
A throwaway joke like it was out of series 9 of Family Guy.
Yeah. There's 2 sacks of presents. One's got the kids' presents in it. One's got presents for the old folks. Peter says, oh, which one is it, left or right? They also communicate via walkie-talkie in their house, which I found strange.
Big mansion.
I know, but
She was in the, I don't know, drawing room. Is that a thing?
the retiring room. I just found it strange that you wouldn't just go, why don't you fucking go and do it? You're doing now. But anyway, he gives the
I
wrong
think it
one
showed that their
away.
relationship wasn't exactly. It was an odd one because
Yeah, they haven't.
they weren't even sharing rooms.
He hasn't slept in the same room as her for 9 months or something.
18, I think he kept saying after when he
I
spoiler
think
alert
it
when
varies.
she was pregnant.
Yes.
Also, it's worth noting at this point that within 10 minutes, you know that the direction from the let's make it clear, 2 directors of this film is act like a cartoon character, and the only person they didn't say this to was poor old Kelsey Grammer, who's literally looking around going, "The fuck are you all doing?"
They've gone act like a cartoon character because sometimes we'll put cartoon whoop 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 noises in,
Sound
and
effects.
sometimes we won't. I think the 2 directors had never met, and they thought they were directing separate films.
Or
Some of it is quite sort of somber and serious, and then other bits of it are fucking wacky races. It
Just you wait till you get to Craig Fax.
It had 4 writers as well, apparently, who had never seen a film before. Like they came
never had
from
a
another
conversation
planet.
before.
They've never had no. That's not how people talk.
It's so badly written. It just annoyed me. It's hard to get on board with
So
it.
yeah,
Chris
they're getting
Marshall
all
phoning
this.
it in.
I mean, Chris, I don't know
Chris
how
Marshall looks
much
like he's aged like 50 years since I've last seen him. He looks
Probably
like
since starting the filming of this.
Yeah, it would do that to you.
I was like, HD is not kind to Chris Marshall.
I mean, he must have been about 40 when he was in My Family. So, like,
The new Doctor Who, that is.
it's not that. It's going to be Patterson Joseph, mate. I told you. My words. They've already done a woman. And so, yes, then the family start to arrive, and we're introduced to Joanna Christmas, who is Elizabeth Hurley and her boobs,
Just an excuse to get her boobs out.
who arrives with her current fella, Felix, Felix not appearing in this film.
I recognise him.
Sure, he's
He's
from
in
Paul
Black
City
Widow.
or Casualty.
Is he not the friend in
Oh,
Black Widow?
yeah, he might be the friend from Black Widow, the one who
He
supplies with all
organises
the
the
goods.
helicopters and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up. I forgot because I was so annoyed.
I
with this film.
didn't give that much effort looking into the cast list of this.
No,
with
I
Craig
was
Fax.
just annoyed. Man.
No.
No, not him.
No.
No, I'll move on. Clearly, he's been a massive racist now.
He is labelled as hot misogynist in Fleabag, so that's something.
Ooh, fun.
I don't know. Yeah, who is like her current... I think she has like 4-month cycles of relationships. Elizabeth Hurley's a fashion designer, very self-centered, very arrogant, very big-headed. They've also brought their mum, played by Caroline Quentin, Elizabeth Christmas. They arrive in a Rolls Royce. They literally... This is the bit then. Again, if you're going to have bits, you have to make them succinct. They make a big point about Felix taking all the bags out of the car to bring in. But then later on, she's like, "Oh, my clothes are in the car." Well, what was he bringing in then?
Because he took them back out, didn't he?
No, they went to
He
bed.
did. No, he took them back out because they were going to go stay somewhere else.
Plow in.
Yeah, because they had there was something where he took them back out, and they made a point of that, of taking them back out.
I couldn't give a shit, mate.
Also, you can't make me believe for a second that no matter how much talcum powder you're putting in Caroline Quentin's hair, you're not making me believe that she's supposed to be the same sort of age as John Cleese in this film. There's at least a 25-year age gap between them.
It's only 5 years older than Liz Hurley.
Yeah, she's not that much older than Liz
Kelsey
Hurley.
Grammer's only 10 years older than Liz Hurley.
Yes. And then Paulina arrives, looking like one of those aliens from Galaxy Quest. Them ones. Her entire arc is she is a lesbian who is obsessed with the Beatles. That's it. Doesn't go any further than that.
Just means I can do my Ringo impression. It's really good.
I could write a verse.
Yes,
You
I've got
started
the
that impression,
song.
Greg.
It's called Octopus's Garden.
Yeah. And then the other sister arrives, Vicky, who does not have a spine. In every single scene she is in, she's either leaning, lozzicking, or like it's just
It's to show her general aloofness, Joe.
she's just cool and aloof.
Yeah.
Was it just me? I guess it was, who thought she was one of the Core sisters. She looked like the drummer Core, and I was like, is this one of the Cores? It's just-
Beautiful cause, yeah. She's trying to escape under the tyrannical jackboot of Jim Core. Whose character arc is she's a bit of a rebel and a bit of a slag. That's
she's just
You can't even call her a
constantly
slag.
being
She ended
awful
up-
to everyone around her.
She ended up with that lad.
yeah, whatever. Don't care.
I mean, there's fun hijinks, and then there's putting like a £500,000 Rolls Royce into a Christmas fucking raffle.
Wouldn't be allowed.
No, it'd be a case of
You'd have to have a
well,
logbook, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah.
Logbook,
you need
the ownership,
proof of ownership.
would have to be, yeah. One thing I wrote was this would not be allowed. This is stupid.
So anyway, yeah, she arrives and she like sort of slinks around the place, like yeah, because her upper body has no strength. John Cleese arrives, who is their uncle.
John Cleese is also in this film, just sort of there.
Is John Cleese, has he got a fake belly on, or is he just a big boy now?
Big boy
He's just a
now.
big boy now, yeah.
Right, because there was
big
bits
bad-
where it looked massive, and there was
can't
bits
think.
where it was like...
Nah, he's a big bad gammon now, isn't
They
He
couldn't
is
even
a
be
guy.
asked to change his first name for the movie. I don't think he'd put on a big weight. stomach.
he?
He
John,
was called John,
John,
isn't he?
just calm down, please.
Yeah, and they're all sitting about and no one's getting on because it turns out that on Christmas Day 37 years ago or whatever, their father, James Christmas, left the family, and they've
Suddenly.
never forgiven him, and all this stuff, and they've struggled on, and
They've not heard from him or anything since.
They've all done incredibly well for themselves, though, despite having no.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're rich and posh.
Except for the
Well,
one that's constantly writing about the Beatles for the past 10 years.
That's the
She's full of it.
joke.
Yeah.
That was a weird storyline.
She's been into the Beatles longer than the Beatles. Best joke in the film.
Here's my dissertation, and here's 3 more boxes of it. Fucking shoot you in the
I
throat.
didn't get that story. It went nowhere.
It goes nowhere. No, it was literally that was her define. Everyone is so one-dimensional. They have one character trait. You're uptight. You like the Beatles. You're black. That's what it was, right? You're John Cleese.
Kelsey Grammer's just stood there going, "What is going on? Niles, really?"
Oh, really?
Oh, that's a
Big-
Craigslist.
Big
That was quite
hungry
good.
Joe. Seek's kind of heaven, Mr. Terwilliger. And Vicky, spineless Vicky, let's slip that she has been staying with her father in Florida and has invited him over, much to the chagrin of everybody else. James Christmas arrives with his girlfriend Jackie,
Who's about 12.
is supposed to
40
be
odd.
35. It turns out.
I think
But-
she's only. I think she's 40. I checked because I looked at the ages just to see. She's 41. She's the same age
Yeah,
as
that's
these
the
girls.
closest
Fair play
age
to
in
him,
this,
then. Yeah.
apart from the lad that plays the boy, who is about that age, but is the soul of an old miner trapped in a young boy's body. Down the mine.
He's just the second coming of Sean Bean. That's all he was.
Every time Sean Bean dies in a film, a bit of his soul is fractured off into a child actor. They arrive, and at this point, I thought, oh, because the way he gets out of the car and looks at this huge, stately home, I'm
Before
like,
we go into this quickly,
go on.
can I just point out, because we've skipped over like them all arriving, how bad Liz Hurley. I didn't realise she was an actual actress.
She's not an actress. She's Liz Hurley.
Oh,
just
she's
walked on
listed as
set.
an actress on her Wikipedia.
Well,
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what she
Close
was.
off, mate.
I knew she was a model and she went out with Shane Warne. That's the only reason I knew her.
She was married to Hugh Grant before he
Yeah,
got sucked
that's
off by that
before he-
guy, yeah.
She was awful.
Oh yeah, she's
I'm struggling to
awful.
think of a Liz Hurley film where she isn't terrible.
Right.
Austin Powers International Man of Mystery.
That's because it's kind of cack anyway, but yeah.
That's why I was amazed she was
Certainly
top
not the
billed.
Bedazzled remake.
Oh, don't do Brendan Fraser like that. He was trying his best in that, but you can only throw so much water uphill, can't you?
Liz Hurley is not Peter Cook.
But she,
Liz,
not only-
Liz Hurley
her, character
isn't Liz
was,
Hurley.
her character was instantly dislikable. As you say, it was one note of being uptight and hating everything.
It was, yeah.
But she didn't deliver it well either.
But you'll understand why she's in this film when we get to Craig facts.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Did she have a very expensive court case to settle with Divine Brown, who I just realised is a woman and not a man that sucks off Hugh Grant, like I said. Sorry. I thought it was a
Carry on,
bloke.
Jay.
I thought that was the joke, but yeah.
Yes.
So when he
Kelsey
arrives,
Grammer.
though, I thought he was going to look at. By the way, he looked at the building. I thought he was like, "Oh, he's here to get a piece of this."
Oh, we're in for a dirty rotten scoundrels.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
I was
that's what
like-
I wrote.
I can put up with this.
Oh.
Kelsey Grammer, normally fairly solid in everything that
Yeah.
he's in. I'm on board. I'll give it a bit longer. So far, we're 20 minutes in or whatever. It's been terrible, but it
I'll
might
be
start.
honest here.
I genuinely thought he was going to be, he's the bad guy coming in here.
Well,
He
that's
was
what
very
it leads-
sympathetic and a lovely guy.
Leads you to believe, isn't it, that he's
Only
like,
on the first, because they all hated him and they had that
yeah,
shot
before
of
the
them all
next
lined
writer
up.
tags in.
Yeah. Before the Fraser fan tags in.
This fatal four-way of writers that they had. And he comes in and he explains that, he's been living in Florida. He's a dental surgeon or something.
Something along the lines, yeah.
In Florida. He's very well paid. He has lived this good life. He's never dated a woman under 40, to which Jackie's like, so I've got 5 years left. And I was like, if you get a time machine and go back 6 years. And everyone's like an arsehole to him. John Cleese is like, oh, where have you been for 27 years when you've not seen your children?
I only found out, I only realised that they were supposed to be brothers in the last 10 minutes.
Oh, no, I picked up
I
on
guessed.
that.
I think
one of them called him uncle early on, so I was like, oh, right.
Is it an uncle or is it friend of the family uncle, though?
I thought he was just some pervert who hung about and kept popping in first, to be honest.
Our first introduction to John Cleese, he's just watching people walk into a building and he's holding a gun.
See, I just thought John Cleese was going to be, John Cleese is just, we're going to have cutaways to John Cleese, a la Bill Murray and Caddyshack, with him just having his own little story of spying on the family with a gun, like hunting pheasants.
Nope, he takes part in this film bewilderingly.
Well, not bewilderingly.
He's got a major reason to be there.
He does it, yeah. Well, yes, he does, as it turns out. So, yeah. And then they all like sit around, have something to eat. All the women go into the kitchen and like push macaroni cheese into each other's face, which made me feel sick because that was some damp looking macaroni cheese.
Well, it was made for tomorrow, not for them.
Yeah,
fuck
let's
that.
just forget.
That's what they kept saying.
Ooh, when the power goes out, leave it in the fridge. It'll stay cold. Fucking idiots. Also, it's a massive house. Put it on the side. It'll stay cold. If you've got no heating, houses like that freeze up sharp.
Yeah.
Hated it so much. Do they all go to bed? Something happens. Fuck knows. And they have like breakfast the next morning. John Cleese and Kelsey Grammer like have a fight outside.
Yeah. Comedy fight. Tis not Colin Firth and Hugh Grant from let's even go Bridget Jones 2, which is the inferior of the two fights.
I think it was the two films.
It's just Kelsey Grammer unfortunately having to do fake kung fu while stereotypical Asian music plays over the background. He goes,
Whoa! While John Cleese does big hello, like bare knuckle boxing things.
Yeah.
All the daughters are like, yeah, let's watch him beat each other up.
Kick him in the dick, Dad.
Yeah, uncle. And John Cleese like sucker punches him in the face, and then Caroline comes out and throws a bucket of water on him, and that's the end of that scene.
Who's Caroline?
It's not the end of that scene because he then proposes to his girlfriend,
Caroline Christmas Hope.
Sorry, I think Caroline Quentin.
The main woman in it.
Yeah.
Not Caroline Quentin. That's Elizabeth.
Yeah. Okay. You're right, Craig. Yes, he does end up propose to his girlfriend.
Spineless Vicky steals.
Spineless physically, not.
No, she has moral. All right. Loza King Vicky steals Felix's Rolls Royce and drives off to go to the local thing with it. She orders an old fashioned, and the guy just puts Jack Daniels in a glass and stirs it with some tongs. And I'd be like, that's just Jack Daniels in a glass, mate. I don't know if you've been to cocktail school, but
no,
John Taffer.
He's working at the Old Pheasant down the road.
John Taffer wouldn't stand for this. He would be out of that car and in there sharpish. He doesn't even pretend to get his phone out and look it up. She goes and bangs him upstairs, and then they go to like the Nightingale's Old Folks Home's Christmas fete. Is that the word for it? They get there. Turns out Katie Brand is the Reverend there.
Because Miranda Hart wasn't available.
Even she saw this and was like, do I get to fall over? They're like, no. I'm not doing it.
No.
And she goes like, oh, they keep doing this bit where they're like, Holy Mary, Mother of God, and stuff. And I was like, just swear. Priests don't mind if you swear in front of them. In my experience, anyway.
Depends. Catholics, no. You get one of them groovy Church of England vicars. You're all right.
She's a lady reverend, so she's obviously C of E anyway.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, we need someone for the wheel of thingy.
Fortune.
And so they give that to Paulina, who has no personality.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I don't understand why they got all the roles of this.
Because that's the joke.
Fate.
Because their surname's Christmas. They have to.
So if they hadn't turned up,
at the Christmas.
No one was running those stalls.
No.
Well, that's why it's forced labour, mate. They've got to be
stupid.
There. Liz Hurley gets a job with Cowpat Bingo.
Not a thing. Can't feed a cow that much for it to shit at that often.
Oh yeah, bingo.
Have a full game of bingo. I mean, at best you're looking at maybe four corners.
They could keep whizzing in different cows to take Todd's. I don't know. And as it turns out, Loza King Vicky has given all of Elizabeth Hurley's clothes away for the jumble. Ha ha ha! There's a joke. And she's given Felix's Rolls Royce.
Won't be allowed. Nope.
Right, we've already covered that. As the prize for the spin the wheel thing. Felix maxes out his card to win his car back.
And some toilet roll holders.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I'd have just been like, I have the keys, I'm just driving this out of here.
It's all right, you can get onto a credit card company and get that money back.
To be fair. Oh, against Jesus though, would you? Oh, we also missed the bit where John Cleese and Caroline Quentin are clearly still having an affair. Because she comes in with her top all buttoned up wrong and all flustered. And then there's a bit where John Cleese is in a barn and Caroline Quentin comes in like lingerie.
Forced to degrade herself.
Dances about in a barn trying to be sexy.
Trying
and
to
it is
pretend she's
sexier
full.
than the actual sexy dance later on, which is the least sexy thing I've ever seen. It's Cliff Richard in some shorts.
That secondary sexy dance I had at 1.5 speed, so it was just hilarious.
It was hilarious,
like
in
a Benny
normal
Hill
speed.
sketch.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
They all are like, oh, this is. We've all like sort of. Caroline Quentin is like, your father's not been here for 27 years, so let's show him what he's missed. And I'm like, what? You're all awful.
Yeah,
people.
You're all horrible people, and we hate you all. Send him back to Florida.
The Father Christmas at the Grotto is drunk, so Kelsey Grammer takes that over and explains.
Grammer, who was supposed to be the bad guy in all this, it comes across very sympathetic, very nice guy.
Well, he explains.
Well, he and his girlfriend, now fiance, just lovely.
Yes.
Lovely people.
He explains like to some kids that sometimes you don't always get what you want for Christmas, and sometimes things happen for a reason. And I think he has a bit of a heart-to-heart with the eldest daughter.
Yeah, because she's been forced to sing in the Christmas.
And he explains to her like, this is what happened and stuff. They go back home and I don't know, fuck about some more. I genuinely can't remember.
The girlfriend slash fiance has set up a whole.
No, that's when they go to the pub.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
yeah,
Christ,
they go back home. They don't take her to the
This
pub.
was so bad. I did put it into 1.5 speed.
I think they all go back home and go
together.
to bed. And then there's a bit with a guinea pig that's got loose.
That might even be the first night still, that one.
I couldn't give a shit.
They all roll into one. It's gathered.
Leaping forward anyway.
Yeah.
The next day, they all sort of make friends because Kelsey Grammer sort of explains that like he's back to become a dad now. He's sorry that he left, but
he's kept tabs on them all. Even though he's not kept tabs,
it turns out
he knows exactly what's going on in their lives.
He paid for all their education. He paid for their weddings, those of them that are married and stuff. So he has been involved in them, even though Caroline Quentin didn't want them to know that it was him. And they're like, oh, okay, so you genuinely do love us. Let's go down the pub. They all go down the pub. Is this Christmas Day or is it still Christmas Eve? This is Christmas Eve, isn't it? Yeah. And there is the beardiest cardigan-wearing folk band in the world in there, who are a real band, apparently. They're called like the Johnson Family Jam Band.
They were playing at the actual pub that night and taking full advantage of.
Are friends of one of the directors / writers.
Yeah.
They're all sitting around drinking.
To be honest, it would surprise me if they were the 4 writers.
Hello, I'm Booty Boy 7 and I play the accordion. They're all sitting around drinking lager out of bitter glasses, which annoyed me. That's just going to be flat lager, isn't it? Like,
no, it's old-time English pub.
I know.
The Yanks. It's for the Yanks watching. We all drink out of them, you know.
And they all sort of get to know each other and come to like an understanding, and there's a little bit of forgiveness. Paulina is checking out this blonde girl who keeps winking at her, but she never does anything about it. Kelsey Grammer orders whiskies and they get them in shot glasses, which annoys me as well.
Yeah, I knew that one.
It's not a bloody Irish bar in New York City. You're not getting whiskey in a shot glass.
No. They all drink it. They're all like, oh, this is horrible. Caroline Christmas Hope gets sort of drunk. They agree to sing a song. They all the Christmas sisters get called up.
Yeah.
And then we get, one of them says, and look, there's their dad. Father Christmas has returned.
Father Christmas is back.
Joe,
Yeah.
Father Christmas is back, Joe.
Whatever.
You
I couldn't
ruined the
care
one
less.
bit of the film that was good.
They
I
get
cannot
up.
believe that's the one thing you
Don't worry about it. Are you worried about it? Don't worry about it. They sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" for no reason. They drive home drunk, all of them, which is again, don't do that, people. Even though it is Christmas, don't.
It's the
drive
country.
drunk.
It's the country.
It's the country. It's the countryside. So yeah.
And
as they drive back,
it's the country. They get away with it.
As they're driving back down the drive, they see that Jackie, Kelsey Grammer's fiance, has, in the space of what appears to be 2 hours or so, put up all these Christmas tree lights and inflatables and other stuff. And as they approach, she's like, I'm going to show you what an American Christmas is like, and plugs it in and it explodes for some reason.
Yeah, for reasons.
You do keep mentioning that it's because it's an old mansion that the Lecky and water
Oh,
and
right,
everything is a
okay.
little bit ropey.
Oh,
I mean,
there was something about hot water as well. wasn't
Yeah,
there?
because she has a shower for an hour and Liz Hurley
An hour?
appears
Who's a
naked
shower
for
an
a
hour?
very small amount of time.
It's just an excuse for everyone.
Yeah.
So she explodes. All the electricity goes out. John Cleese says he'll fix the fuse box. Chris Marshall walks around handing blankets out to people. So we get a bit of like that. Liz Hurley sneaks past Miss Christmas Hope, who has passed out on
She's
the
hammered,
bed,
yeah.
and goes into her bathroom, which I thought was weird because in a house like this, surely they'd all have private bathrooms.
Yes.
But whatever. He throws blankets on the kids. He throws blankets on Kelsey Grammer and his wife. I don't care about anyone else. And then he goes to bed in his room, and his wife, Miss Christmas Hope, gets up and goes into his room wearing like I don't know what they call it. It's like a negligee.
Negligee, yeah.
And does what I'm assuming they thought was a sexy dance, but I've never seen anyone dance sexy to the Tequila song. It's not Danhausen. It was just like it was so surreal.
Yes, but it
Again.
was all sort of Looney Tunes, like ooh,
Yeah, there
What
was.
is
In
that?
1.5 speed. It's brilliant.
There's literally a bit where while she's doing sexy dancing, Chris Marshall is on his back kicking his legs up in the air.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand what this
1.5
is.
speed. Watch
Yeah.
it. It's brilliant.
I'm never watching this again.
Spoiler alert. No.
I'm trying to get a soldering iron up my nose to burn the part of my brain out that remembers it. Oh no, because then I might watch it again by accident.
Yeah.
She passes out and she's like, only joking, and they do it like knives
in the cold.
in the cold while she's drunk. So well done, Chris Marshall there.
Yeah.
I guess he got consent. I don't know.
Jesus, I didn't think that was the route we were going
Got
down.
dark.
Next morning, she gets up to go and see to the kids. He goes, we get a shot of Chris Marshall on the toilet, trousers round his ankles. And I'm like, is this necessary? I don't think so. He
Comedy,
looks in
Joe.
the-
Comedy.
I just think he was having a shit and they just thought, we'll film this. This will be good.
Do we have to put cameras in the bathroom? Are you Chuck Berry? What's going on? He looks down. There's a pregnancy test in the toilet. Not in the toilet, because that would be gross.
In the sink.
In the bin
Sink.
next
It's
to
in
the
the
toilet.
sink.
In the
Whatever.
sink. Yeah.
The bidet. Bidet to use. And he goes, oh, my wife's pregnant, but I've not had sex with her since last night. So either this is thingy. He goes down and yells at Felix, who is there, to be
This is when
yelled
he kept
at.
saying 18 months, so I assume it was 18 months since
Oh,
he last had
okay.
sex with her, yeah.
And then instead
And
of
then
Therefore,
does
assuming that she
does
cheated.
a cartoon removing of all his clothes and throwing them into bushes.
Yeah,
For-
I
for
thought he
about
was going
5
to run into
minutes.
a lake or something, like a reverse Mr. Darcy. That'd be fun. Or like how Sylvia Plath died. That'd be fun.
Fun.
Well, I'd welcome a death in this film.
Keep you on your toes.
But yeah, it turns out the kids open their presents and it's big granny pants and like I don't know what other thing, old corn plasters and shit old people have.
Yeah.
We cut to the
Hearing
old
aids.
folks' home where they're all bombing around on scooters and playing
And
PlayStations.
PlayStation. Yeah.
Fucking, there's a joke. There's a runner. Yeah.
Not playing PlayStation correctly.
One of them's got a VR on, and one of them's playing with the person with VR on, which you can't do. Well, you could do. You could be. There is games you can do that actually, but yeah. Anyway, shit.
The PlayStation wasn't plugged in. As in, there was no light on the controller.
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They turned it off. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. Save battery. Miss Christmas Hope is like, oh, where's Chris Marshall gone? And John Cleese is like, oh, he's fucked off, mate, because you're a slag. And she's like, what? No. And then they explain, no, they go and find him in a church. Nobody in a church on Christmas Day. There's nobody in that church. The one day of the year that churches are busy.
No, you've
Yeah.
missed the bit where they announced that it's Liz Hurley's child.
Does he not come back for that bit?
No,
No,
he's-
they
Yeah.
announced that.
He
in
announced
the-
that it's Liz Hurley, and then they announced why Kelsey Grammer left as well in the same
Oh, okay, yeah. It
because they're all
turns
sat
out,
around.
yeah.
It turns
Liz
out that
Hurley is
John
pregnant.
Cleese, turns out that John Cleese and Caroline Quinton have been actual arseholes this entire film, and
It's
we
all
get
Caroline Quinton's fault.
Yep. So the person who you were like, oh, what a lovely mum. No, turns out was
No.
knocking off his brother
yeah,
Kelsey
And-
Grammer's brother.
and
Kelsey
had a
Grammer's-
baby with him.
and had a baby who turns out to be Lozzicking Vicky. And she's like, no, not John
John
Cleese as a
Cleese."
father. He's a gammon.
He has so many opinions that don't fit in with this 21st century lifestyle.
Fawlty Towers isn't even that good. He hasn't done anything good since Monty Python, really.
Caroline Quinton just got away with it this whole
And she
time.
just sits there and goes, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Did Kelsey Grammer leave because he was heartbroken?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally says, she broke my heart.
Yeah, he said I didn't know what to do. I was so depressed and down and didn't know what to do. I just bought a ticket to America and left.
It's just,
And,
fair
and
enough.
left my accent on passport control.
People deal with trauma in various ways. That's wonderful.
So yeah, then Kelsey Grammer goes out to find him. He's in a church, an empty church on Christmas Day. He's like, "Why are you such a dick? Of course it's not. It's not your child, Plum. It's a sister, isn't it? Obvious." And he goes, "Oh yeah, now you say that, it makes sense. Let's go and get my clothes out of that hedge."
Is it not dangerous for Liz Hurley to get pregnant at that age?
No, you've got good medical care. or something.
Yeah,
I
she's
thought
got
after a
loads of
certain
money,
point,
yeah.
it's fair enough.
There are a lot more risks, but
Okay.
she would be able to afford private healthcare where she'd
Yeah.
have constant checks and it'd be followed
fine.
through to conclusion.
Fair
Don't
enough.
worry about it.
Oh, it wasn't. It's just occurred to me now.
They all go back to the house. All the food that they put outside has been eaten by foxes, even though it was in like a sealed root cellar or something.
Yes.
It's fucking dumb.
More comedy, more wacky hijinks.
No. They come back. He's like, "Oh, I love you. Always have." And then I don't know. Does it end?
Yeah.
They have the play where the kid sings.
Oh, fucking hell. That was so weird, that
Yeah.
play. Because they get there and the kid does a line and everyone in the audience laughs and shits their pants. And I'm like, what is happening?
Well, that's the writer's level of humour. They thought, if this line's a fucking killer, we're just going to get the actors to laugh on cue for this one because all
The
our
kid,
lines are like this.
The little girl says, "Oh, did you book a room?" And he goes, "Yeah, I text ahead." And they all laugh and laugh and laugh. And I'm like, that's not even a joke. They didn't have phones then.
Joyce,
Oh,
an
is that
updated
the
version
joke?
of the Nativity.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, more fool me, eh? God, it's
Yeah, I
not
know,
Nativity
right?
3, is it?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare mention that film.
Nativity Rocks was on yesterday, mate.
I know, I nearly watched it last night.
Just the fucking worst film.
Yeah, they got the thing, and then they
I'd
go
rather watch
home
this than Nativity.
and
Film. Go on.
I don't know, all stab each other in the thorax. I have no idea.
I can't remember how it
completely
ends.
checked out.
Properly.
It just ends. It literally just ends. I think Kelsey
Oh no,
Grammer
he
makes his
goes.
turn.
He goes. That's it. That's the bit. One of the kids goes, "Oh, the only thing that would make this perfect is if it snowed." And Kelsey Grammer goes, "Oh,
Magic.
they don't call me Father Christmas for nothing." And then they come out of the house and it's snowing. I'm like, is he Father Christmas then?
This is when the final writer came in, just for this one scene.
Just with a hot tag at the end.
Kelsey Grammer's
Yeah,
magic.
Just
Just
went,
with a
"And
pin."
magic.
And I was
Just like a rewrite by the Harry Potter writers.
oh god, it hurt my brain. And then it ends. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Was an hour and 45 minutes of my life. I will never, ever, ever get back.
It was awful.
And even at 1.5 speed, I would still think that was too long to watch this.
It was horrible. What, you giving it out of 10?
What's the lowest I've given anything?
Breaking Legs, you gave 1.
Half.
Oh, 0.5.
Craig?
See, I'm conflicted on it. I don't want to be too harsh, but at the same time, I want
I
to give
do.
it. I want to give it a 1.7.
Which was Christmas Wish, by the way, just out of curiosity?
That was
Great
horses.
Depression.
Oh, yeah, right.
Magic Horse.
This was better than that. I'm giving this a 1.5.
Ah.
I fucking hated Depression.
Oh no.
I mean, it gets a 1 point. It's the same average score as Christmas Wish.
Oh, you're all dead to me.
This gets coal. It's not in rotation. It needed to be at Christmas because of the
What's
whole
the
link.
grand total? Sorry.
1.2.
Oh.
Oh, well, average is 1.2.
Yeah. This will never be in Christmas rotation. This should be sealed in concrete and dumped in the fucking North Sea. All
Netflix
copies
really
of
need
this.
to delete it. Yeah.
Netflix need to
Oh,
sort
God, it's a
their-
Netflix film, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
Netflix
not a
original.
horror.
Netflix.
It's a
It's their,
Netflix
big, it's
original.
their big push for Christmas this year, this one.
Ah, come on, guys.
Absolute fucking clown shoes, Netflix. Sort yourself out.
I mean, with some of the films, they've been all right. But yesterday's film was...
When we watched Klaus,
Klaus
that's
is
a
great.
Netflix original, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Tomorrow's film's all right, and that's a Netflix one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I think it's all right. It's meant to be.
Spoilers.
So, sorry, yeah.
Having already seen it last year,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it was on the wheel. The wheel gives and the wheel taketh, the wheel yeeteth and the wheel yoinketh away. Yeah, fuck this film.
Right, let's plough through this nonsense and get to the fun bit. This starred Liz Hurley inexplicably in the main role, star of Inspector Morse in 1988, Rumpole of the Bailey in 1988, and
She's an
Kill
actress.
Cruise, which starred Patsy Kensit and Jurgen Prochnow. So that's fun.
Patsy Kensit. What is happening today?
It also starred and John Cleese, who also starred in George of the Jungle 2, Beethoven's Christmas Adventure, and The Magic Pudding.
Oh, mate. great. That's about me.
You had fun doing this research, didn't you, Craig?
Yeah, because all of these people have been in absolute dog shit.
Yeah. And Kelsey Grammer, who starred in Mr. St. Nick, Barbie of Swan Lake, and Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return. This film was directed by Mick Davis, who we've already seen once this Christmas, who was the director of My Dad's Christmas Date.
Oh, no. So he did the somber parts
He
then.
must have done the sad bits.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did the sad bits. It was also directed by Felipe Martinez.
This sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah, director of such films as Citizen Verdict, which starred Jerry Springer and Amanda Santa.
What the fuck? That doesn't even make sense of the title.
General Commander, which starred Steven Seagal.
Yes, boy.
And Victor, which starred Gerard Depardieu and Liz Hurley.
Oh, is he knocking off Liz Hurley?
I get the feeling. But as we know, and luckily it's back for after a bit of a break, movieguide.org
Yes, boy.
have reviewed and featured this film. For those unaware and just joining us, movieguide.org is a Christian right movie review website that reviews its websites on a scale of +4 to -4. +4 being
Scale.
It's bizarre, Christian stuff. Oh, I'm gonna go. Wait, I've got my guess. Yeah.
Right, hang on. So there was a little bit of swearing in there.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of
Sexiness.
premarital sex.
Oh, they're married?
No, Liz Hurley.
Oh yeah, Spineless Vicky.
Well, Liz Hurley as well. She wasn't married and she's pregnant.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm going to guess a big fat 0.
You're going 0.
I'm gonna go -1.
Right.
There was churchy aspects in there though. They had a nativity and
You're
in
both
church.
a fucking million miles out.
Oh shit.
This got a -3.
This was close to Deadpool. Are you kidding me?
Spicy.
Right, let's go through the...
Once, Deadpool got with maximum -4.
Yeah.
How this got close to that? That's outrageous.
Well, find out. You shut your fucking mouth.
Let's find out now. Dominant worldview and other worldview content. Strong pagan worldviews where sexual promiscuity is not seen as bad, with brief homosexual elements.
Yeah, you had.
Yeah, the Beatles ladies.
Paulina, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget that Leslie's home.
And light Christian moral elements promoting forgiveness, and an illicit affair is shown to have negative consequences.
Who would have thunk?
Yeah.
The family breaks apart, I guess, from this affair.
Foul language, about 8 obscenities and 11 profanities, including Jesus and goddamn.
Oh, wait, what's the difference between...
Obscenity is a swear, a profanity is using the Lord's name in vain.
Ah!
So
I
we're all
learned
learning.
something from this.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of innuendo in there as well.
And also,
You're
not
right.
sure why this is in here, but this falls under foul language as well. Plus, cow manure is shown at a Christmas fair. Violence, light comedic violence, and a man punches another man in the face.
That's true.
Sex, implied sex throughout, although nothing graphic. The plot of the movie revolves around sex, and many of the jokes are about sex. Mentions of an affair, and some kissing between married couples and unmarried couples. Nudity. Nudity. One sister wears inappropriate clothing that shows her cleavage. Correct. A woman's back is seen briefly in the shower. Several
We
scenes
all
of
know
a
that women don't have backs, so why would they show that? Make believe.
And a woman dances in lingerie, but this is more comical than offensive. Correct.
I think it was more offensive, to be honest, than comical.
Alcohol use, strong alcohol use, people
All the
seen
way
going to
through
the
it.
pub. Yeah.
Caroline Quentin next like a decanter of brandy at one point.
Yeah.
Which I wish I'd have done that before I started watching this.
Miscellaneous immorality. Characters lie and openly hate each other.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah,
So,
fair enough.
in a
I'll
brief
accept
summation of this, Father Christmas is back boasts acting talents like Kelsey Grammer and John Cleese, but the irreverent dialogue is unfunny and tiresome.
I mean, yep, that's pretty much our synopsis as well.
Family hatred and forgiveness are elements that are shown as positive. However, this theme is overshadowed by constant alcohol use, implied sex, sexual innuendos, some homosexual content, and lots of foul language, including several strong profanities. Media-wise, viewers and families will want to skip Father Christmas is back altogether.
that. I agree.
Yep, that's the first time
That
me
was the last line.
and Dove.org, movieguidereview.org have been on the same page. Not because of the profanities, just because it's shit, mate.
Yep, yeah, don't watch it. And apparently, I've never seen this before, but there is also another rating that's production quality. That's a 4-star thing. That's got 2 stars out of 4 for production quality.
It is just a lot of the same shots, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Which was fine, well, because they rented out the house for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because Downton Abbey had finished filming a week early, and they needed to fill that place somewhere.
Didn't we work out that all the reviews from this website are user submitted?
Yes.
So that's why the scores swing so so wildly. That's why cow manure is in swearing and not production value or whatever.
It's Jeffro from Arkansas dragging his knuckles going, there's a cow pats in there. That's just foul language.
One of them ladies looks like a man but wants to kiss another lady.
I won't do my impression.
We're big in Arkansas.
You, Joe.
Are we not getting thus ends? No?
Oh, nope, sorry. Thus ends Craig Facts for another week.
It's been a while. Joe's reviews.
Outrageous behaviour.
It's been a while. Come on, guys.
This had a myriad of reviews, some of them very positive, possibly from the cast and crew. A couple of 5s and 6s, but because I hated this so much, I've just gone for the actual ones that speak the truth.
Yay!
Paul T. Wiss 9, November 2021. The film equivalent of syrup. I don't know what that means, Paul. Where to begin with this cliched, hackneyed, steaming pile of horse manure? Should have said cow manure then. It's a kind of formulaic approach to a Christmas movie. Throw a beautiful house, dysfunctional family, pretty market town, Christmas traditions, and a family secret together and hope for the best. The acting, especially from Hurley, is absolutely dreadful, who looks incredibly rough on screen. One of the kids, bizarrely, has a northern accent.
Did you write this, Joe?
No, it's by Paul T. Wiss. That's not even one of my aliases. And the only half-decent performance was from Caroline Quentin. I would say Kelsey Grammer as well.
I think
and his
Kelsey,
girlfriend, to be fair, plays.
Kelsey Grammer was trying his hardest. He seems to be the only one who was actually giving a damn here.
It may do well because it ticks all the Christmas boxes. No. But it really is a waste of almost 2 hours. Paul T. Weiss, you are a brave man. Paul Gannon, not that one, I hope. Why?
That's it.
You have to ask yourself. No, it's got to be at least like 150 characters, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself why this was made. Simply trading on names does not mean a good film. Not even adding Kelsey Grammer to it can help. John Cleese, who is known for his genius, must be hard up to sign up for this. He was, and I think. Anyway.
I was going to say John Cleese hasn't done anything good since 1977.
Yeah.
I also think John Cleese has had to pay a lot of
alimony.
Yeah.
He's about 4 divorces in now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Liz Hurley spends most of the film with her assets hanging out, and even I got bored of that. That's Paul Gannon there for you. Notorious pervert, Paul Gannon. And finally, this was the best one, because there's always someone who's got to try and get something in there, aren't there? MFD 59113, Woke Christmas.
No, go away.
This had to have been made by the BBC. Even though it says Netflix on it, right at the fucking start. MFD. This has been made by the BBC. Ticks a lot of the woke boxes. Apparently, infidelity and promiscuity lead to happiness, especially during Christmas time. Only thing lacking must have been climate change. I'm going off now to watch GB News and wank over.
How is adultery woke? Surely that's the opposite of woke.
Mate,
surely that's cancelable.
Everything you don't like is woke, isn't it?
He's just heard that word.
Yeah, it's just anything that he doesn't agree with.
I'm so confused.
He's the sort of person that thinks Alf Garnett is the hero of those programs. It's the lack of self-awareness with these people. Yeah, I don't care if this loses us listeners, however. Fuck you.
We don't want you.
Film
we
love shit.
You.
I really don't. No, it's just. It just angers me up, that, because I'm like, this film has a lot of problems. The fact that all those things you said there
nothing
are not to do with it.
There is a mile-long list for this film. You don't need to do make-em-ups to make it worse.
No.
I reckon he writes the same review on every film.
Copy and paste. He's just Control-V-ing all over the internet.
I'll go back and look for him. But he's like, oh yeah, Green Street hooligans. Yeah, this is great. This is what real men are like, beating each other up.
Oh, he'd probably say that's woke as well.
No, because it's like, yeah, they're beating each other up and they're not kissing and cuddling. This week's...
Sorry, Craig's dancing.
Yeah, I know, it's all falling apart, isn't it? This week's promo comes from the Breaking Down Bad Books podcast. I'm sorry you've been included on this episode.
Do you like to read? But are you a bit of a snob and you pretend that you only read highbrow literature but secretly you devour books like Twilight and 50 Shades? Well, do I have the podcast for you? Breaking Down Bad Books is a podcast analysing trashy bestsellers from a literary perspective. I have previously broken down Twilight, New Moon, Divergent, 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, 365 Days, just piles and piles of crap. And this season I'm back in Forks and I'm critically analysing Stephenie Meyer's Eclipse. As far as I can remember from when I read it as a teenager, there's werewolves, there's vampires, and they're all obsessed with this basic white girl who is just the most boring little bitch. But they're all in love with her. And then over on Patreon, I'm looking at the Divergent sequel, Insurgent. Haven't read that one before, don't know where it's going to go, but I assume I'm going to hate it just like I hated Divergent, but I loved talking about it. Head to breakingdownbadbooks.com for all the listen links and contact information. You can also go to patreon.com/breakingdownbadbooks for access to all the exclusive bonus episodes. Happy reading!
In conclusion, that was day number 14, Father Christmas is back. If you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark and Greatness, follow us on Twitter at Hallmark and Great, Instagram at Hallmark and Greatness, email us at hallmarkandgreatness@gmail.com, find us on Facebook, join us on the Twitch channel. Please tell me you've got nothing to add regarding this shite film.
I actually
Pitbull
quite liked
repression
it.
is in. For once in your life, you're ahead of the curve.
Right, see you tomorrow, everyone. Come back, please.
Come on, use your words.